We're going to talk more about the Game Awards. The Xbox, what is it? Series X is a thing, and the pharmacy is now open.
You are tuned into the video game pharmacy.
Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly know-how.
Weekly dose of what?
Sorry, news, knowledge, and know-how.
Got it. Okay.
We are your trio of delectable sweets.
Oh, that's
If
so
you will.
sweet. I like that.
It's not even Valentine's Day.
Of your holiday candy.
That's better.
A
Your candy cane.
Holiday eggnog. How's that sound?
Ooh, even better.
Ooh, yeah. We have a couple people here. I would call them special guests. Zach
Hey, guys.
and Brittin.
Hi.
And my name is Scott.
Special though?
Yeah, yeah. I was hoping Zach was. What do you do? Why are you just so loungy right
I know. I
now?
love it so much.
Zach,
Zach's usually huddled over a laptop in his
Yeah.
seat over there. He didn't bring the laptop today.
No,
He's rocking
I
the
have
phone.
my phone. I'm
So
old.
Zach-
And he's really
yeah,
enjoying
he's
it.
just lounging over there.
Clearly.
He's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, yo, what's up? My name's Zach.
Hey, if you want me to like talk into the mic more, I'll just do this and not move my head.
No, that's fine.
all.
As long as you don't just deep breathe into it.
I have something to talk to you about after the show.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
no. How about on the show? If you can't share it with the class, don't share it
No,
at all.
it's okay. I don't want to share my personal life.
Why?
Yeah.
That's half the fun.
Let's not.
Hey, what's your address, social security number, a couple credit cards?
All right, get ready with your notepads, boys and girls.
Yeah, he's gonna go real quick. Too bad we can't rewind, but everyone else can.
They're going to beat us to it.
Yep, that's fair. Well, anyway, we have a lot of stuff to talk
We do,
about
yeah.
because as we talked about last week, the Game Awards were on. I'm sorry.
Don't do
I'm
that.
yawning.
Dude, we just started.
I know, right?
Can't yawn before the show, huh?
And no, it has to be during the
You
show.
got to edit that out.
That's not going to be edited.
Okay,
It's just going to be this long gap of like 5 seconds just missing.
No one will ever know.
Yeah. Anyway, we talked about the Game Awards last week, and now we have some numbers.
And first, wait. Our trivia last week was about the Game
It's
Awards.
very relative.
Yeah, so let's start there.
So last week,
Sorry, Scott. I didn't mean to kill your groove, man.
It's fine, I guess.
It just makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
last week I asked a two-parter. I asked when was the very first video game awards, Jeff Keighley's video game awards, and how many viewers did it have?
Yeah, that was the question. I said 2013.
Okay.
I think I said 4 million viewers.
Okay, Scott, do you remember what you said?
I said like 200,000 in the same year, 2013.
Okay.
All right. Well, the start date is 2014.
Yeah.
And
Oh, math.
It
Whoops.
had 1.9 million viewers.
Oh, really?
All right.
Dang, we were both
Hey,
way off.
average our answers, and we're pretty darn close.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair
Okay.
enough. Yep.
That's still
Cool.
pretty impressive
It is.
for a fairly new show.
A
You know?
brand new event.
Well, it was relatively new because it was coming off of another event, but it was the first time streaming, I think, on all those platforms that it was streaming on and stuff. So
Yeah.
still pretty impressive.
I was watching, when I was because I was watching it live on Twitch,
Yeah.
and there was like 200,000 people
Yeah.
in that.
on Twitch alone.
Which you don't
On
see on
Twitch
Twitch
alone,
too
yeah.
I
often.
mean, because across all the platforms, it was live on YouTube. It was live on IGN. Like, it was live everywhere.
Yeah.
So, a lot
Not
of
to mention
people.
all the people who were rebroadcasting it.
You guys want to know how many people were on all those
I would
platforms?
love to know.
So yeah, to kind of piggyback on that and give you some perspective on how much it's grown since then, this year's event, 2019, the broadcast reached more than 45.2 million live streams. And
Wow.
that's up 73% from last year, which
What?
it's almost doubled from last year, which was 26.2 million viewers.
I mean, they make it a really big production. Like,
I
it's
know.
a big thing.
I don't know, like between last year and this year, what would have caused it to grow so much, though. It's
People
just-
are more into video games.
You think?
I
Just
don't
in the
know.
last year? Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
mean,
Maybe.
look all the big hits we've got this year, I think, compared to last year. I think last year is a little bit of a flop.
You think so?
Yeah, if you're comparing them.
I mean,
both.
last year we had like God of War and we had some other stuff.
For you guys,
What
that
were the big
can't
ones?
See me?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was
Spi-
some big releases last year.
Spider-Man, God of War, Celeste.
I guess you have Red Dead.
Red Dead. See,
Red Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm talking.
Yeah, I would argue last year was a more diverse showcase of games than this year.
Yes, very true.
Don't you
I
think?
agree.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know.
So maybe it's just the time and place rather than the actual content itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big. The one thing I enjoyed though is it wasn't as awkward as
Yeah.
That's
as
true.
it was last year.
That's very true.
I think they honed back on bringing all.
They
the
didn't
guests.
have Gillette Man there.
Because they had Jeff Keighley doing basically everything. They're like, we don't want to leave it to chance.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any drunk British men like they did a couple years ago.
That was fun though.
Was it fun?
Yeah, maybe not.
No,
Maybe not.
it wasn't fun.
It was like one of the first guys up, and he was a developer, and he was very nervous, but also very accepting of the award. But he, at the end of his little talk, he dropped like a curse word. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was very.
He said the butt word.
Well, that's all allowed, isn't it? Isn't Jeff cool with all that?
Or
did that change as of this year?
I think they try to keep it pretty PG.
Do they?
I mean, you gotta remember,
He's been listening to our show, and he's clearly trying to get what we have going on.
Hey, Jeff Keighley, if you ever want to be on the show, you
For sure.
you just send us a tweet.
You made Zach nervous.
See, I don't know who I'd be more excited for, Jeff Keighley or our boy
you,
Reggie.
you personally, probably Jeff, right?
Yeah, I'd probably be Jeff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Reggie for me. Sorry.
Big time, Reggie.
I mean, I'd still be excited, but I think I'd be more excited / nervous. For
Well, I mean,
Jeff.
we keep doing this long enough. It's bound to happen.
Is it? Yeah.
Keep hope alive.
Episode 800, finally get Jeff.
Yeah, we're all in wheelchairs.
We finally talked to an indie developer of an unknown game.
Yep.
Finally.
It was good.
Where are you going? I'm
was
still
go-
talking numbers here.
Okay,
Do you want to
let's do it.
move on
No, I
yet
like
or no?
numbers.
Okay.
Let's do it.
In an interview with Variety, Keighley was asked about the viewership and the numbers and how it all came in, how he felt about it. And he said, because of this, he's more and more confident that we shouldn't have gone the television route and stayed exclusively digital. So, yeah, but we talked last week how before this award show started, he had a award show on G4, so it was televised.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit nearly the numbers that even the early stages of this show hit. So yeah, I think they're very confident in their decision to go strictly digital with this.
Yeah.
For comparison's sake, comparing this year's show to some other big shows like the Oscars and Grammys, the Oscars hit 29.6 million viewers this year in 2019, and the Grammys hit 19.9 million.
That's chump
so this just
change.
dwarfs them. And
Chump
those those are events. Well, they are televised; those aren't streamed.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different way of reaching your audience. But again, that kind of drives his point home that digital and streaming is kind of the way to go, at least for his event.
Because no one watches cable. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I watched a television show.
Yeah.
Like on cable.
It's not even cable though; it's network TV.
Yeah.
The Oscars
It's
and
dying.
the Grammys.
It's dying, and thank goodness.
Everybody's streaming.
Let
these
it
days.
die. Let it die.
I mean, because you think about it, like I think
I'm fine with
more
that.
people in the world have access to the internet than probably television networks combined, along with all the different companies, websites, advertisers, all the different stuff that's available on the web that you can partner with.
And there's a huge pushback these days for people against cable TV.
Yeah.
Cable
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
programming,
yeah.
where they package 1,000 channels you don't want, just so you can get the few that you do.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
It's all a la carte these days.
That's why it's cool that like things like Netflix and Disney Plus have their own exclusive shows now, because instead of buying a package deal, there's plenty of great shows on those channels.
Yep.
So
Yep.
well,
That's all
those
we need.
streaming networks.
I wonder if
7 Deadly
wonder if they'd
Sins
ever
on Netflix.
partner with
I will always suggest.
one of those providers like
What?
Netflix or Disney Plus or something for a show like this.
Nah.
Or if it's just gonna stick to YouTube is big enough, I suppose.
Yeah.
Twitch is slightly more niche because it's kind of geared toward gaming specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But YouTube does reach the mass market, so I think
Very much
they're
so.
fine where they're at.
It's a business.
It's true.
It's no longer a YouTuber.
They actually handed out some awards at this show. Did you guys know this? Yeah.
They do that at award shows?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of what it was about. For me, the Game Awards is way more about the announcements and the people on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it is an award show. So
There was
they
a
gave out
ton of
awards.
announcements too.
There was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But do you want to run us through the awards, Zach?
Yeah, sure.
Tell us who won what.
I was jotting these down as I was watching, so I hope I got them all right.
Until he fell asleep.
I'm pretty confident. Well, I went back there and just watched the whole thing.
That's fine.
We'll start at the very bottom. So, best community support, Destiny 2. Best score in music, Death Stranding. Best esports player, Zonic. Best esports event was League of Legends.
Wait.
What?
The best esports player was not Zonic.
It I thought it was.
No, it was the dude from the Fortnite tournament.
Was it?
Yes.
Crap. And now we have to question everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Why does it say Sonic?
I don't.
know.
You tell me.
Where'd you
You
pull this?
jotted it down.
No, I wrote it.
Okay.
It was what's his name?
Booga.
Booga.
Booga. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, Booga was the only one
Hey, we predicted that.
esports player.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just continue.
Yeah.
Best esports event: League of Legends World Championship.
Boo.
Sorry, Scott.
Boo.
Best
you get.
esports host: Shocks. Best esports team: G2. Best fighting game: Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah.
Finally get the dues.
finally got its recognition.
Yep.
Best role playing game is Disco Elysium. Best strategy game: Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Nice.
Hang on.
Yeah, right? I just saw that too.
Okay, so
why'd you put that twice?
Dude, honestly, I don't know. I don't know why it's twice on here.
You see that? You see that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe something got slipped in there.
I don't know.
Best audio design: Call of Duty.
It won something. That's cool.
Content Creator of the Year: Shroud, which I'm very happy for.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too.
Best art direction is Control. Best action game is Devil May Cry 5.
Best strategy game, you missed it.
No, he said that.
No, he
Fire
didn't.
Yeah, I
Emblem.
did.
Did he?
I heard
Yep.
him.
You lied to me.
Nope.
Okay.
Get real.
Game for Impact: Untitled Goose Game.
I
That's
thought,
fun.
I thought that was funny.
Would I let him skip a Nintendo game? Honestly.
No, yeah, that's
Not
fair.
a chance.
Especially Fire Emblem.
Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose
Impact. I don't get it.
Game. I think it was just.
That goes against what that category is supposed to stand
I
for.
mean, it was it's completely opposite of what Celeste was
totally.
last year.
Like no message, just ridiculous
game.
chaos.
I mean, it did make an impact. Like everybody was talking about it and streaming it, and
Yeah.
playing this game for a good solid 2 weeks. So-
2 weeks. Yeah, you're not wrong. It was
Um,
big for those 2 weeks.
All right, best family game is Luigi's Mansion 3.
I want to quickly
Good
point
call.
out something about this.
What?
when Jeff Keighley was reading the best family game nominations, they were all Nintendo games.
Oh, yeah?
he was like, man, I think Nintendo might have a chance this year in
At this category.
Yeah,
For sure. That's kind of how it is every year.
yeah. That was funny though.
That's good.
I just wanted to point it out.
Oh, Jeff.
Best racing game: Crash Team Racing. Best mobile game: COD Mobile. Best multiplayer game: Apex Legends.
Boo.
Best ongoing game: Fortnite.
Tetris.
Oh yeah, Tetris 99. I forgot.
Best
what was in that.
VR AR game is Beat Saber.
That's
Best,
not. Yeah, not surprising.
best performance is Mads Mikkelsen. Fresh indie game is Disco Elysium. Best game direction is Death Stranding. And then game of the year is Sekiro.
Shocking.
Shadows Die
I don't
Twice.
think anybody saw this coming.
I didn't. I definitely didn't.
I love that From Software got props for this because they're an amazing studio and they're responsible for some of my favorite games ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was shocked.
Yeah.
I
I was
didn't.
too.
I didn't think people liked this game nearly enough for it to be in the running for Game of the Year.
Yeah. Fair
Scott,
enough.
did you ever finish it?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I just stopped playing it.
Yeah, I know.
I-
It's too hard for you.
It had
You
nothing,
big baby?
No, it had nothing to do
You
with
big baby?
It had nothing to do with it being too hard. It just I really didn't like the combat system. Like the combat was fun, but the whole way to like kill bosses and things like that
Yeah.
was just absolutely stupid.
Why? Because you had
The-
to kill them all 3 times.
Well,
The
'cause-
whole stamina
Yeah.
thing, because like you waste all your stamina and stuff like that, and the only way to heal is for you to use like your flasks or whatever.
Right.
But like if you just don't hit them, they'll just heal all the way. So it's like fighting a Dark Souls boss that you get all the way down to the lowest part of health.
Mm-hmm.
You've used all your flasks and everything, and then he comes all the way back.
That's pretty irritating.
It is.
Bloodborne had like a half step toward that where if you hit a guy really hard, their bar would drain, but it would be like a shadow drain. It
Yeah.
wouldn't actually drain. And
Exactly.
then you had to follow it up with successive attacks to actually whittle that health down.
Yeah.
If you didn't, it would refill.
But here's the
but
thing:
this is just straight refill.
Ignore that and
Yeah.
just put the health bar back to full.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
It's no fun.
Exactly.
All right.
So like don't get me wrong, the game was fun,
Yeah.
but whenever I had to fight a boss, I wanted to end myself.
I mean, that's typical for a Souls game or a From Software game, but you're saying this was worse than
yeah.
past From
I
Software
like
games.
I like From game like
Yeah.
From Software games.
Yeah.
I like the Dark Souls series. It's fun.
Uh-huh.
I've played a little bit of Bloodborne. It's fun, and this game it is fun. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but the whole stamina thing, in my opinion,
That'd be irritating.
it's really really frustrating when you're facing a boss. You've used all your health and everything, and then that's it.
yeah.
like
Game of the year, though.
if you game of the year though.
Clearly.
But whatever.
No, I
mean,
understand your frustration.
Like I said, the game's good. Don't get me wrong. It's
Right.
just I personally don't like that aspect of the game,
Yeah.
which unfortunately is the entire game.
I gotcha.
I would
So.
love. So I mean, last year at least, I remember being sidelined by God of War winning Game of the Year, and I was a little bit sidelined by this. I would love to see like a list or a criterion that the Game Awards uses to pick the Game of the Year.
Well, you know how it works, right?
No, I don't.
They gather representatives from like every major media publication out there from around the world, not just US based, around the world. And they get them together a few weeks before the show and they have them vote. And that's how the winners are determined. It's actually voted by experts in the media, a diverse cast of experts in the media.
Okay.
So it's really about personal opinion. It's not really about like checking boxes or marking off criteria. It's just how the majority of these people feel about it.
Okay.
And they're experts in the industry, so
that works,
That's
right?
That's a good way to do it, I'd say.
Yeah, if you have
As long as it's actually functioning the way they're saying it's functioning.
a
which-
wide range of people.
and I
diverse
think they
opinions.
strive to get a lot of different types of publications represented when they
good.
put together the panel. Yeah.
The one thing that I found really funny is they brought Vin Diesel and who's his co-star?
Yeah.
I forgot his
It's
name.
Hobbs and Shaw, man. I don't know who those guys are.
So they brought Vin Diesel out to announce the Game of the Year, and he's talking and going on. And I realized one, Vin Diesel is a very, very big guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then two, when he goes to announce the name, he doesn't like try to pronounce it properly, or he just doesn't know how.
Right.
But he just
Oh,
says,
yeah, he did.
He just says Sekiro.
Sekiro.
Sekiro, yeah.
And he says it so plainly, and I was like,
It's
I-
excusable.
I did like a facepalm type thing.
He's a celebrity, not
I
a
mean-
gamer. They can say how much gamers they are, but realistically, all they're doing is playing Tetris on their cell phone.
come on,
Like, that's the amount
come
of
on,
game.
producers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do rehearsals for these shows. I don't know if that includes having, the presenters on stage reading things, or if it includes people accepting awards on stage, going over their little speeches. It couldn't, right? Because they don't know in advance,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
So, the rehearsals only go so far, I guess, in catching stuff like that.
But
bad.
that is an easy catch.
Sekiro.
Yeah.
I don't see what the problem is.
I don't know.
It's like karaoke, man.
Here's the thing: is
Nobody bats an eye at that.
why?
Okay.
Karaoke.
Oh man, why are they coming out with a Fast and Furious game?
I
that's what you're
know.
hung up on.
I know.
That was their big.
There's other
announcement.
Fast and Furious games.
Yeah, but this is one that like follows the film and has like the actors in the game. It's just
Jeff actually spoke to exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
In past Game Awards shows, they've ended with like a big announcement, a big reveal,
Yeah.
a big something, and
they
it's
started
been
this year.
It's been Nintendo a few times, like Zelda for
Yeah.
one was a big showpiece at the end of one of these shows, and he said that he doesn't like the idea of a huge announcement taking focus off of the Game of the Year announcement,
Okay.
which was Sekiro in this
So
case.
they just put a really disappointing game. So then the only focus
Maybe.
went on the Game of the Year.
Maybe that was it. It was like
Got it.
backwards approach at the same
If it
time.
was like a Need for Speed game, I'd be fine with it. But it's
Right.
not. It's a Fast and Furious game.
That's really the note that the show ended on, huh?
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious.
But it's really
It's weird.
funny though, because this year when the show ended, and watching it live, it was over.
Yes, there
That's
was no
it.
like, oh wow.
There's no music going on. I mean, it was just like stage closes.
Yeah, I was waiting-
Everybody gets off, walks away.
I was waiting for something to
Jeff
happen.
walks off stage.
Yeah.
So
You do have to appreciate that it's different every time.
Yeah.
And that there's no set formula.
Everyone was
Yeah.
waiting for a new Smash Brothers character reveal, but it didn't happen.
Because that was rumored. And
Yeah.
yeah, there was nothing.
I mean, they put a private video on their YouTube channel like
Yeah.
the day of, so
We need a direct
It's
soon.
fair.
There's got to be something coming.
All right.
January.
Can we talk about the big announcement?
There was announcements at this thing.
there's
too.
a lot of announcements.
Yeah, take us away.
I'm just gonna start it here.
Wait, no, let's not start it there. Let's not be like the Game Awards and save that for last.
well, they started with it.
They started with it,
but
dude. I
We're
think
gonna end.
Are
with
we?
It.
It's not that exciting.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to end with it.
Yeah.
So
Too late.
mid-show, they
Great.
announced the Xbox Series
Mid-show,
X.
I would say beginning.
It was like right when the show started.
Yeah,
Was it right
After-
when-
well,
there
after
was-
the pre-show was over.
Yeah, well, because there's a bunch of awards and stuff that came up.
It was weird. There was a pre-show that went on for like 45 minutes,
Yeah.
and they announced award winners during that show.
Yeah,
it wasn't even the show itself
It was like
yet.
this small awards.
Yeah,
in the very beginning.
Jeff was still getting ready. He needed a little more time.
I don't like the fact that they do it like that. Where some of
Yeah.
these awards, like they're just like,
Lost in the shuffle.
yeah, it's just they make them sound like a big deal, but realistically, they're just like a side note. They're like, oh, this is the best game of the year. This is the best esports team of the year. Here's the best tournament.
Well, and
congratulations, pat on the back.
Sometimes a game will win an award, and then they'll say, "And this game also won." Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. That's a little more reasonable because they're actually giving that game its recognition and
Yeah.
not just kind of like sidelining
Real
They
the
had,
whole
they had
award.
Doug Bowser. Did you see?
I saw Doug Bowser. He accepted for Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Okay, what was this announcement?
So early on the show, they announced the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, they did.
The new Xbox, or what we knew as Project Scarlet.
Yep.
Or a computer
And
in
what
anyone
the
else's
heck
mind.
is it called?
Xbox Series X.
What the heck, you guys?
And then I saw some
It's a bad
information
name.
today saying basically that Xbox Series X is a overall name for these new family of Xboxes that are going to come out the next 10 years probably.
Right.
And it allows for them to have different iterations under the same name.
That's confusing
I
though because
assume.
we just had the Xbox One X come out.
Yeah,
that
I
was their
like,
most recent console.
Come on, dude. What's up with your name?
the
Chill with
Wii-
the X, you guys.
It's the Wii U all over again.
Yeah, that's just bad branding.
Do you think this is the new?
Anything that confuses consumers is bad branding, and this will 100% confuse casual consumers.
Do you think that this will be a new generation of console, or will this just be a newer Xbox One X?
No, this is a new generation.
Got it. So they're
100%.
100% going the Wii U route. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And every time
we'll see how well that works out.
it won't. It'll be bad.
How much do you think
Did you
it's
guys-
going to be?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, dude, I
we
feel
didn't
like
get
it's
into
gonna be a
anything
lot.
like that.
It looks-
$6.99.
Last time that
That's pushing
happened was PlayStation 3,
Three.
and it did not go over
Yeah.
well.
But dude, the PlayStation 3 was so beautiful compared to the PS2. When I saw that thing unveiled, I was like blown away.
Yeah,
Even though I was
I
like,
guess it was shiny.
it was.
And it
very
looked
pretty.
cool for like showpiece purposes, but when you got it home, it got like scuffed up so fast.
Yeah.
Fingerprints all over it.
Yeah,
the matte
absolutely.
finish is way better.
Yeah.
But it looked good in a glass box, I guess. It's a weird looking console, you guys.
It is.
It looks like
It's-
a computer.
It does.
I've
looks
heard
like a
it
tower.
described as two GameCubes stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
I've heard it described as half of a PC tower.
Yeah.
It's not going to fit on people's entertainment shelves, you know?
That's why you put it on the ground.
I heard you can lay it down. So if you want to, you could lay it on its side.
Man, I hope that thing looks bigger than the Xbox One X, like
Well,
the
there's
original. No, the original one.
Yeah.
So,
There's a controller next to it for perspective here in this picture.
I know
So it's not enormous, but that's not going to fit on any shelves.
it's bigger than the original Xbox,
I think
and that
they-
thing was massive.
They want it to sit on top of your console next to your TV or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. It's supposed to be the most powerful console out there. I think even more so than the PS5. So
We'll
they say.
see.
Yeah, we'll see when it all is said and
So
Are you gonna buy them?
done. An Xbox One. Wait, what is this thing? An
Xbox
Xbox Series X.
XSX.
I'm not planning on
XXX.
XSX.
XSX.
Isn't that a
tricky.
little XS if? I would say so. I don't think so, man. In fact, it's going to take a lot for me to even consider the PS5 at this point.
You don't want a Borderlands console?
And that's just based on the fact that I have not turned on my PlayStation 4
Yeah.
in probably a year and a half.
That's fair.
So the thing.
Except to play Spelunky because I can't buy it on Switch. Side note. Sorry.
So I hate.
Sound a little salty.
Little bit.
I hate how independent Sony is and how they strive to do things on their own in their own time.
Yeah.
And so when they announced this, I was like, yes, like I got that E3, that 2008, 2007 rush,
Right.
new consoles, whatever.
Yeah.
Dang, that was the last time you had a rush? Dang, it's been a while.
I was like, I'm
Poor
stoked.
Zach.
I was like, all right, are we gonna get a PS5 announcement?
Oh,
like,
okay.
is this the day? Like, do we get to see it? Like,
Heck
this is where
no.
the console.
What if Jeff arranged that, but the two companies didn't realize the other
That'd
company
be
was
so
going
awesome.
to do
That'd be
it?
so cool.
That'd be rude.
And then that'd
And then
be,
they were back-to-back announcements.
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
it'd be the day that the console wars started. again.
Basically.
Yeah.
No, the PS5 was already announced like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I know, but actually, it's not confirmed.
And we haven't even seen.
what it actually looks like.
Have we?
Well, we saw
haven't we?
saw the demos, the demo
Yeah.
versions that developers have.
Right.
But we don't actually know that
That's
what
true.
it's going to look like.
This controller looks pretty darn safe, which I appreciate. It looks very much like the
Is it the
Xbox One
same,
controller. It could be the same controller. Can you guys see any differences?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I'm
So,
fine with
like,
that. It's a great controller.
But everybody was talking about a new controller, though. So, I mean, is it just a placeholder image, the kind of something that we know and recognize?
That'd be weird if they did that, I think. Because this is PR material. This is an unofficial PR image. So
Yeah.
it'd be weird if they did that. Sony's talking about putting some weird new features in their controller, but we haven't heard anything like that from...
Their controller looks
Microsoft.
like the Elite controller.
Does it? Mm-hmm. That Elite controller is like $200.
Yeah.
So this thing's going to be $899. Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
No, I hope not. They did recently roll out like like almost a cell phone type subsidization plan for buying their console, where you could get the console up front and pay it off over so many months.
Yeah.
With a Microsoft account. Seems like a bad idea to let people do that, but. I'm a big financial nerd, so I get bent out of shape about stuff like that. Yeah. Maybe you guys don't care as much. People are already subsidizing their phones and their cars and everything. We don't need to do it with our video game consoles. Come on.
Everything.
Yeah.
So one of the main features that they kind of, I don't know if this is official from Xbox themselves or is this information that popped up?
I think this came from an interview with a publication at Xbox after the show took place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is that they have basically like instant suspension of games. So what they're saying is that say you have another game that you're going to play with some friends later, you go to get on. They're not on, but you want to go back and play your other game. Well, you just go to the menu and click on another game, and you instantly back where you were at.
I love it.
There's no loading screens, no pausing, no nothing.
I mean, consoles have been doing that for a while already, right? Switch does it flawlessly. It's amazing.
The suspension?
PlayStation does it, but they're talking about letting you do it with as many games as you want at the same time, that's revolutionary. That's huge. Because that suspend feature is one of my favorite advents of the last generation of games. Being able to jump straight back into the game exactly where you left off at your leisure whenever you want to. It's huge. It completely changes the way you play games. Because before you had to rely on save points and stuff like that, checkpoints, to find a good time to stop playing and turn it off. Now you just put the thing to sleep and jump back in whenever you want. Being able to do that with all your games, that's cool. Really cool. I'm a big fan of this feature.
And at this point, I don't know what console I'm going to go with next.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the PS5 is really going to blow me out of the water for me to maybe consider it.
Yeah. I would encourage you to look at software. As hard as it may be, ignore the hardware factor of this equation and look at the software. I feel like Microsoft is being very aggressive with their first-party offerings right now and their exclusive offerings.
Yeah.
Sony's kind of dragging their feet.
Yeah.
So at this point, the prospect of owning a Series X versus a PS5 sounds way more enticing to me. But I would look at the software rather than the hardware.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the hype of hardware and processing power and stuff and forget that you got to have games to play on these things.
You do, yeah.
And especially when a new console comes out, there's a long history of consoles coming out with hardly any software to support it at the beginning. So the launch lineup's going to be huge for both of these systems.
I mean, E3 this upcoming year is going to be massive.
It's got to be, right?
It has to be.
Otherwise, we're all going to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were some other announcements at the show.
What's that?
Some games. We got updates on some games that we have heard about in the past. Gears Tactics, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. There was a big exposition on Ghost of Tsushima. What did you think of that?
I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah. It's such a pretty game.
I kind of loved like everything about it. It was cinematic, right? It wasn't gameplay.
I think there was some of both.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it was mostly just story stuff.
But it was
cinematic
beautiful.
Stuff.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
In my mind, I've always confused Sekiro and Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay. And Ghost of Tsushima seems a lot more grounded in reality.
Yeah.
What's the other game? Sekiro is way more fantastical and otherworldly.
Yeah. So I think Ghost of Tsushima, when it was announced, is what I was really, really excited for.
Yeah. I get a little bit of a Bushido Blade vibe from it. I know that was like a very just basic fighting game, but the thing about that game is every hit really mattered. I feel like if you take a hit in Ghost of Tsushima, you could die instantly.
It looks very, I don't know what the word is. Practical.
Like if you get slashed with a sword, it's probably gonna hurt.
If you make a mistake in combat, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of games that are that unforgiving. So hopefully they roll with that.
We got a DLC for Control.
Oh yeah, right. That's cool. You skipped one though.
I
Sorry,
did, yeah.
Before you move on, and I think Scott's gonna want to talk about.
Why
it.
do you keep skipping
No.
all the things I enjoyed today,
no,
Zach?
No More Heroes 3.
Yes.
There was a really weird trailer for No More Heroes 3.
I'm so excited for this game. I'm
Yeah.
really hoping they go back to the formula of the first game.
Yeah, that
Just-
last one was just a weird one-off. I don't
Yeah.
think you have to worry too much.
I hope they go back to the like semi-open world being dumb on a giant motorcycle. Like I don't know. I
Right.
really enjoyed that stupid stuff.
And that was on Wii. They could do so much
Yeah.
more on Switch.
Yeah.
Visually.
you
and
could feel the
systems.
ice cubes when you slash your Beat Saber.
I could see them making like an Ice Cube joke in this game. For
Oh, I
sure.
hope so.
Is the original creator doing this? Is it
I don't-
Suda51?
I don't know off the top of my
He's
head.
got to be. He's
I
one
hope
of those
so.
weird, eccentric Japanese directors like Kojima.
Yeah.
Who makes just bizarre stuff that people love. So
Yeah.
he's got to be.
Oh, I'm really excited for this one for
Okay.
sure.
Cool. You mentioned Control DLC, Warframe content. I don't know what they announced for that. Magic: The Gathering Arena.
Space Pirates. Thank you very much.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm down. More on Cyberpunk 2077. No Keanu. We were hoping.
I mean, they didn't really
Keanu.
announce too
No
much
Keanu
about
with the
it.
show. New content for Apex Legends, Black Desert Online expansion, and then Beat Saber. I think the Green Day pack is what
Green
they
Day
were
pack.
announcing during
You
the
know,
show.
you can-
Right about that.
I don't know.
I think it'd be fun. Green Day's so like upbeat and fun.
But you can literally just download music that people created for that game. And I'm sure people have done Green Day before, so why would you buy it?
Yeah, but if it's like handcrafted by the developer to go along with the music, it's always going to feel better than if it's generated to match the music.
Generated? What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Are you saying you can load whatever tracks you
Yeah.
want into the game?
I remember.
Yes.
yeah, and then
on-
the game does its best to kind of create
You are the one who makes the maps.
Huh.
It's just like
I guess I don't know how that works.
it's just like
Rock Band.
yeah, kind of no,
Not like
no,
Rock Band
not
at all.
Rock Band
Rock
at
Band.
all.
You can make your own music.
No,
Yep.
Rock Band.
You guys are confusing
You
me.
could not do that in Rock
You
Band.
could.
Not in the original.
No, no.
There was 4 of them though.
Yeah, there
so-
was a lot of them. So
There's Beatles
Um,
too.
Good job calling
okay.
me out when
Anyway,
I'm right,
sorry.
Scott.
I mean, you're not right, but yeah.
Fact check me.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No biggie. Beat Saber's cool.
But
Green-
yeah,
Green Day's
you
cool.
can
Good job.
make your own tracks in that game.
Okay.
Well,
I gotcha.
so I don't know why.
Hey, there was also new game announcements. Those were all
Yes.
updates on existing
Real quick,
games.
did we cover
Yeah.
Humankind?
No, we didn't say anything about that. Go ahead.
Humankind. It was kind of like a new civilization type game.
Mhm.
Basically mimics it. They really harped on your character customization,
Like the leader of
like
your
the leader,
civilization.
which is something really weird to focus on, especially when like you're trying to showcase your game and what it can do. Only other vibe I really got from the game is that it's a little bit more long term than what Civ 6 is.
Okay.
Wait, what is it?
Humankind.
Why didn't I see this at all?
Is it that they had to distinguish it from Civilization, and that's why they focus so heavily on that one point?
On the
Probably.
character part, yeah, because I mean, you pick a leader in Civ, and that's it. You don't get to do anything.
Right.
So maybe this is a way to connect more to the game.
They didn't want people to see it and think, "Oh, look, a Civ clone."
A Civ clone, yeah.
basically.
But yeah, Humankind.
Cool. Right on. Here's some new games that were announced during the show. This was a complete surprise. Bravely Default 2.
Yeah.
From Square and Nintendo.
Yeah.
I love Bravely Default.
Yeah.
There was a sequel though. Kind of. Bravely Second came out on 3DS.
Yeah,
I never
guess.
played it, but
I think it was just a port.
no, it was a new game. It was a
Oh,
brand
was
new
it?
game. And from my perspective, I thought that was a straight up sequel to Bravely Default.
Well, you're
I just never
wrong.
played it because I had kind of moved on from the 3DS when that came out.
Yeah.
And maybe I wasn't in the mood for an RPG.
Well, now it's time to come back.
This is an actual sequel. I'm a big fan of the art style. To me, Bravely Default, back when it came out on 3DS, was kind of a modern day Final Fantasy. Because Final Fantasy is not Final Fantasy anymore.
Yeah.
It's a completely different series and even genre in some of the recent iterations. But Bravely Default felt like the old Final Fantasy games for a new era, which is awesome.
And it's
I look forward to that.
It was the guys who made Bravely Default the same guys who made what's it called?
Yes, Octopath.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yeah, same studio.
Okay, I thought so.
And
That's cool.
Octopath, love the art, love the design, but it didn't sound like it was a great game.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you played it.
I didn't play it. Zach got it.
Oh.
It was the fighting was cool. It got real hard real quick, and the stories seemed rather bland. Like the character connections weren't there.
Welcome to any RPG.
I didn't-
No, that's not true. Stop it.
Yeah, I think it fell off for me.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, and that was true for a lot of people. It just
Yeah.
didn't really click.
The one thing that stands out from that game is the music. The music was awesome.
Oh, but yeah, it was beautiful. Convergence, a League of Legends story.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One of a couple League of Legends announcements. Which one was this? Was this the action game? Convergence?
Was it the one with Echo?
Gotcha.
And it's the time one, I think.
So was it a side scroller? Like
No.
a platformer?
No,
No.
we don't know. They only
They
showed like a
showed
video.
some footage of some of these
Oh,
games.
like a blip. Like,
Okay, gotcha.
Like not even of gameplay. It was all just
oh,
trailer
right.
stuff.
That was it. Okay, gotcha.
Cinematics.
I love that they're exploring this world from different
I do
angles.
too. It
so
really,
cool.
I really.
Dota,
makes me
take some
wanna-
notes.
It really makes me want to jump into it. Like I've played League, but I have no
Yeah.
desire to play League. But
Yeah.
these little stories and different like ideas and stuff they're playing with,
Mm-hmm.
love it.
And they've spent so much time and effort building this roster of characters and giving them backstory and giving them personality just for a MOBA. Which, sorry,
Yeah.
Scott, but from our perspective, people that don't really play MOBAs, it almost seems like a waste of lore. So to see them like use those characters in other ways, I think is awesome.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree.
Dungeons
How
and
dare
Dragons:
you.
Dark
How
Alliance.
dare you? I had to sulk there for a second. How
I'm
dare
sorry
you.
about that. You understand though, don't you?
No,
Um,
please understand.
Fast and Furious Crossroads. You have anything else to say about that?
Yeah, if it was Need for Speed, maybe I'd be interested, but it's not.
Okay, fair assessment.
Didn't Fast and Furious come from Need for Speed? Wasn't that like Need for Speed the Fast and Furious?
Oh man, no, I don't think so. There may have been some crossover.
No,
at
Fast
some
and Furious
point
and Need
between
for
the
Speed
two.
are completely different.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
And they've both been around a long time.
Got it.
You guys are gonna have to help me with a couple of these because I scrubbed. I watched the Game Awards late and I scrubbed through it, so I missed some of this stuff. Godfall. You guys got anything?
New PS5.
Oh, that's the first
game
PS5 game that's been
announcement, yeah.
announced. Okay,
Yep.
cool. What is it? Do you know?
Some weird culty game.
Yeah, it's kind of like an action game.
Cool.
They didn't show any gameplay. Of
Sony.
it.
No,
Why-
I believe they did.
It's
Yeah, they
why
did.
would this be the first game announced for the PS5?
They,
It's
I
so
think
weird.
I think they announced. I think we first saw. Was it Godfall at the? From the what's the PlayStation thing?
Oh yeah,
State of Play.
PSX or
Just-
something,
no,
or State of Play. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Magic Legends, a new game, the Magic the Gathering.
I
universe.
feel like they talked a lot about Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know
did.
why.
I really zoned out during the Magic
they did.
announcement.
Naraka Blade Point.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that is. 9 to 5.
It's a new shooter.
Okay, cool. Path of the Warrior. Prologue. Stop me if you need any time on any
Okay,
of these.
all right.
Ruined King, a League of Legends story. Second of the two League of Legends games they announced.
So I think the Convergence one is the one with Echo and the time traveling.
Okay.
Which is really
Gotcha.
cool.
A sequel to Senua, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. And I believe this is kind of the first game they've ever shown for Xbox Series X, right?
Cool.
Because they kind of paired this with the Xbox.
Oh, did they?
announcement. Yeah. It was on the tail end of it.
Oh, you're right.
I didn't
right.
play Senua, but I heard wonderful things about it.
Yeah,
heard
I
it was
mean,
great.
it was up for Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
This trailer was real weird to me though. It was like butt rock, and she was rocking out to some crazy cultish rock music.
Butt rock.
Yeah, it's weird. Is that a thing? It's a
Butt
thing.
rock?
Yeah, that's like a '90s thing. You guys wouldn't get it. I'm just kidding. You're not.
Yeah,
you're
right.
not that young.
We wouldn't understand.
Sons of the Forest is some kind of like deliverance horror game type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, something like that. Surgeon Simulator 2. We all know what Surgeon Simulator is. We all
Yes.
love Surgeon Simulator.
Big Goofy.
Ultimate Rivals The Rink. Don't know what that is. Weird West. And
this one.
this one's big.
This
was
one's
toward
really-
the end of the show. This almost could have
Yeah.
been the big announcement at the end.
Yeah.
Telltale's back.
The Wolf
kinda,
Among
sorta.
Us 2.
They're finally giving us a second season of The
What?
Wolf Among Us. Unexpected, right?
That studio's gone.
And don't you remember we talked on the show about how a group of investors got together,
Yes.
purchased the name, and they started operating again? And we thought at the time it was going to be a situation where they would kind of just
Sit on it.
repackage the games that were already there
Yeah.
and sell them again and get the, collect the money from that.
Yeah.
But
Apparently not.
they're actually putting developers together and making new content
Oh,
under the Telltale name.
So bad, dude.
Is it?
Yeah. Think about how many people got fired from Telltale.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of new rehires.
I wonder, though,
really
if...
hope they called like all those people back first.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, do you want your job back?
And those people were probably like, heck no. You guys
Yeah.
really screwed us over. We're done with you.
They're just like,
But
no.
It still would have been the right thing to do to at least offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Who knows if this game will be any good? I played The Wolf Among Us, and it was okay. It was a little too
More like
hardcore
the
for
Wolf
me.
Among Us.
You
Get
take
it?
all these. Yeah, I
Get
do.
it?
It's really
Yeah,
funny.
thanks, man.
You,
Hey,
you take all
thanks,
these it's not comic book, fairy tale characters
Yeah.
and put them in like really gross, grimy, crime-riddled modern situations.
Yeah.
Didn't feel good to me, so
Yeah.
I didn't really stick with it. But
Okay.
people love it. It's a popular series. A lot of people are probably excited that it's coming back.
Nice.
That was about it for the Game Awards. you
That
guys.
is the Game Awards.
But we should talk about Reggie before we move on. This doesn't have to be a Reggie watch because we already gave Reggie a Reggie watch about the Game Awards, so we could just kind of talk about.
But now
the
we can talk
situation.
about the Game Awards that had Reggie watch.
That's right. It's true.
This is the Game Awards watch.
We could take a week off from Reggie watch. It was
How
great
dare
to see
you.
him on stage again,
Yeah.
doing his thing.
Did you see his pin on his vest?
Yes.
It was of him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's like
Yeah.
he has said on Twitter. That's like his logo now.
What, having a pin?
No, somebody made that for him. That
Yeah.
Reggie pin,
Yeah.
kind of in like an Earthbound style or something.
Yeah.
And he wears it everywhere. And now and he says that's kind of his logo,
His calling card.
something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
But he presented for the Fresh Indie Games category. I think.
Yes.
Yes.
He
yeah,
gave a cool speech about
He gave
how
a wonderful
really
speech.
Good.
It was great.
So good.
about how indies are kind of like where it all begins
Yeah.
and how important it is that we recognize talent in the early
Yes,
stages, in the
yes.
indie stages. And he pointed to people like
Satoru
Satoru
Iwata
Iwata and
Shigeru
even
Miyamoto.
Miyamoto. Yeah,
Yeah.
like how at one point, depending on how you look at it, they were indie developers
Yep.
because they were not always just like the pinnacle of game design, you know?
Yeah.
They had to get there
Yeah.
and make small projects first. So it was a really cool speech. And
Very inspiring.
And I
too.
believe
Heartwarming.
Disco Elysium won that.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Have you guys heard of that game? It won a few
I
awards.
have heard of it. I just don't know what it is.
Got
or
it.
Exactly. It is.
It looks like kind of like almost an old Fallout style game, top down, maybe turn based RPG sort of thing, story driven.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
story driven stuff. It's not like combat ridden and stuff like that.
It's
I
so
don't
weird
think.
hearing Reggie say any words that weren't Nintendo related though in the
Yeah.
video game industry.
Yeah. Also, I didn't bring it up, but Booga.
Yeah, what
When he
about?
came on stage, he was very composed, very humble.
And he's young, right?
He's young. Yeah, he's like 16 or 17.
Okay.
But very well composed and very humble and just seemed like a good kid.
That's cool.
Yeah, it
Glad
wasn't
to hear
like
it.
full of himself or carrying himself a certain way.
Hmm.
But yeah, he handled himself really well.
Very cool.
Yeah,
It was a good show.
It was a really good show.
Yeah. You guys going to tune in next year?
Yeah.
absolutely.
For
well,
sure.
hey guys, that's all the time we have. Tom.
There's more time. And
I
there's,
mean,
and there's stories.
not a ton of time.
no,
left.
really?
If
How much time do we spend
18
talking about the
minutes.
Game
We had
Awards?
18
40,
minutes?
42 minutes.
Nice. That's awesome.
Wow.
It was a big show. There's a lot to say.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot to cover.
You guys want to pick some other stuff?
Yes,
on this,
I want to
doc?
talk. I want to talk about something probably a little bit smaller.
Yeah,
probably
sure.
something you guys don't want to talk about.
That's fine.
Okay.
PlayStation randomly came out with a trigger.
You're right. This is stupid. I don't want to talk about it. But let's.
A trigger attachment for the bottom of their controller.
It's weird.
It is weird, and it's completely surprising. It wasn't even announced in like their state of play. I found out through just a single YouTube video posted
Yep.
to their PlayStation channel.
If this was like part of the PS5 controller or something, it would make way more sense. In the last year of the PS4's life cycle, they're going to add this weird
and
button
and
thing.
it's not like a cheap contraption at all. I haven't looked
No.
up a price, but it's not going to be cheap because so it basically has two buttons on the side for basically your middle finger or your ring finger
Yep.
to reach a button, and then it has an OLED circular screen in the middle of it that you use to select your button layouts.
Yeah.
and it has 16 different sets of options for you to pick from.
Okay.
And it connects into the back of the controller.
So you have the two buttons that stick out as inputs, but then the screen itself is also an input during play, isn't
Is
it?
it? I do not know.
I think if you tap or slide certain parts of that screen during play, it can be used as an input too.
yeah.
Do you guys find yourself needing more inputs on your controllers when you're playing
I wanna
games?
try it. I've always been interested in the controllers with like the paddles on the bottom.
Yeah.
I think they're called scuff controllers.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then I've seen the scuff controllers at PAX, and they're really really nice. And I like the build of them.
Yep.
Over like the DualShock 4.
Sure.
It piques my curiosity, but why would I pay $80 for an attachment for a controller that I'm not going to be using in a year?
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
Yeah.
My main complaint about this thing is this controller already has some of the worst battery life in controller history because of that stupid LED bar on it.
Yeah.
And now you're adding a screen that's going to be draining the battery life as well. Maybe that screen is only used for setup purposes while you're doing stuff, and most of the time it's off. But still, anything you add to the drain of battery on the DualShock 4, I think, is a bad design.
So I mean, the good thing though is that it's not wireless.
Sorry.
It's physically
you?
attached
Yeah. Oh.
and communicating with the controller.
Yeah.
So you're not having like a device in the controller sending signals back and forth. So it's not using that. But I don't know. This is so random.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, the timing is the weirdest part.
It really is.
The console and controller are about to be put out to pasture, maybe 2 years from now. But it's just a weird one.
It
Scott,
is.
you gonna buy one of these things? Probably not.
I barely play any.
It's really weird. Did you
Sony
look?
games
Did you look
anyway.
at the picture?
Yeah,
It's bizarre.
it looks like a weird big button.
Yeah, basically.
I don't really know how else to explain it.
That's cool.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yeah. Some bittersweet news.
Yes.
What's that?
You wanna
PewDiePie.
talk about Fortnite?
I want to talk
Oh.
about PewDiePie. Love the guy. What's the matter?
The way
Let's say what we were thinking on 3. 1, 2, 3. Fortnite.
Nah.
Oh
Did you really want to talk about Fortnite?
no, it's fine.
Okay. PewDiePie's taking a break.
he is.
I would argue a much
Wow.
much deserved break.
Well
Dang.
deserved.
Well, how
I'm sure
unfortunate for him.
people are going to be bummed about this, but
Cry about it.
we talked recently in a trivia, I
human
think, about
being.
how many videos he's generated.
Yeah.
Do you remember the number, Zach, off the top of your head?
It was like over 2,000.
How many videos he's posted in the past 10 years
It
that
was
he's been on YouTube?
4,000, I think, or something.
That's insanity.
Something around there.
That's
Yeah.
insanity.
You guys shot real
He
low.
has been working so hard for so long at making these videos, and we don't think about the editing and stuff.
If
We
you-
just see like the final product,
if
and
you
it's
guys
10 minutes.
can't, and I hate to bash people or just put everybody in the same boat, but if you can't have compassion or understanding for people that create content for you for free
Right.
on a daily basis, you don't deserve to watch them.
Hey, good
So
call.
I'm a big YouTuber, like a big YouTube like consumer.
Mhm.
So I watch YouTube basically every day. Well, I've got to the point where to support these people that make this content and entertain me.
Yeah.
I watch their videos through and through.
Yeah.
I watch
Good job.
every second of it to support them.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm happy for him.
Me
Glad
too.
he's doing it.
Yeah. It's
Do you
cool.
have an
And
ad blocker on your computer?
No.
Okay.
He's had how dare you know? He's had some big life event changes recently too, which probably ties into this. He got married last year,
Yeah.
and he probably just wants to enjoy adult life for a bit because he's had such a fast
Do-
pace for such a long time.
Do you know that he probably works harder than any celebrity does?
Probably.
Like celebrities do movies and stuff like that, and it takes months to do those. But like when those movies are done, that's it. Then they can
They
just
take a break
do
for a
whatever they
while.
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't. He hasn't.
And he'll go on vacations, even on his honeymoon, and do
He'll
vlogs
vlog,
while he's out and about. He just never took a break before now, so
Yep.
good for him. So yeah, starting beginning of 2020, he's going to take a break
But
for
everyone-
an undisclosed amount of time.
Everyone was saying how he's quitting YouTube. Like news articles were literally picking this up, saying how he's quitting
it did
YouTube.
get sensationalized
Yeah.
a little bit.
And of course, you had the big guys who would pull up like his past allegations of stuff like that.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Get over it, it's CNN.
Get over it. Don't dramatize this whole thing. He's
Yeah.
just taking a break.
For real.
So yeah, in his latest Pew News video, this is what he said to kind of relay this to his fans. I think now is a great time, as great a time as any, to announce that I have a special announcement. To announce that I have a special announcement to make.
Is that what he
I
said,
love
or
it.
is that what you wrote?
No, this is a quote. This
Oh.
is a quote from the video. I'm taking a break from YouTube next year. I wanted to say it in advance because I've made up my mind. I'm tired. I'm feeling very tired. I don't know if you can tell. Just so you know, early next year, I'll be away for a little while. I'll explain later, but I wanted to give you a heads up.
Have you seen?
Very informal, casual, just...
Have you seen his latest thumbnails for the last like
They all look
10
exactly the same.
videos? They're all the exact same face.
That's funny.
He literally just took it and then like slapped it on there and put a different background.
It's awesome that he recognized that maybe his heart's not in it right now.
Yeah.
And stopped before it got really stale and he started actually alienating fans with bad content.
Yeah.
Just because he wasn't feeling it anymore. So good for him. That's cool. That's all I got. Hey, you want to talk about Fortnite?
Let's talk
You
about
sounded like you really
Fortnite.
wanted to talk about Fortnite.
A little
No.
bit.
Okay, sure. Do the thing.
Dude, who doesn't love Star Wars?
I don't.
I like Star Wars.
Okay, pretty much a majority of the people on this planet like Star Wars.
I like Star
Yeah,
Wars.
or
Or
I
I
was
have heard
joking.
of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So they did another live event.
Mm-hmm.
They announced it at the Game Awards that they're going to be showcasing a trailer live. They had Jeff Keighley and J.J. Abrams.
I don't know why they have Jeff Keighley there. I'm sorry. I just don't understand that one.
He's just integrated into the entire industry at this
He
point.
is. He probably orchestrated it, to be honest.
Maybe he pulled some strings.
I had
Yeah.
no idea who Jeff Keighley was until the Game Awards.
That's not true. G4, man. He's been on G4 for I don't know. He was on it since like 2005.
But I
probably.
didn't care about him.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So basically, they had a live in-game event. They had. Do you guys want me to describe it for you?
Yeah, sure.
They had the Millennium Falcon fly in to the game.
Yeah.
Flying above and all over the place, and all of a sudden, here comes these Star Destroyers.
Okay.
Pop into
TIE fighters.
Pop in.
Star Destroyers are way bigger than you think.
Will you let me finish, please? Star
Do you like how
Destroyers-
I wanted to talk about this and Zach just took it over?
Star
Let him
Destroyers
do
pop
it.
in, and then some TIE fighters start chasing the Millennium Falcon. Eventually, the Millennium Falcon lands, and then here comes Jeff Keighley and J.J. Abrams, and they start talking about the new movie.
Were they did
they
they have
actually-
avatars physically in the game?
Yeah, so J.J. Abrams
So
had
funny.
a character skin.
Okay.
And then Jeff Keighley was some sort of hologram.
Yeah.
It was really weird. And then they had another person that I think was in the movie dressed up as a stormtrooper, but I didn't know exactly what
Okay.
it was.
So funny.
But yeah,
And they were like live speaking through these characters.
Yes.
In the game.
In game.
2 players. Wow.
2 players.
I heard the event was really like ugh though.
Yeah,
it was
That's fine.
compared to
Conceptually,
previous events.
it's cool. Though.
Yeah, it's a little lackluster.
Okay. And what was the point of all this?
To debut a exclusive trailer for Star Wars Episode 9.
And in Fortnite's the only place to watch this trailer?
I mean, I'm sure someone
know.
recorded it.
I'm pretty sure it's
Sure.
somewhere.
Well,
But
at the time, it was probably the only place you could tune in
Yeah.
and see it. Yeah. That's pretty cool, though.
I skipped over the trailer because I didn't want anything spoiled for me.
Good call. And a lot of people probably did that.
So I skipped over that and it came to the end. So at the end of it, the Millennium Falcon took off. A box popped up and everybody got lightsabers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody started fighting each other. So
Was it
basically-
just for that match, or are there lightsabers
There's
in the game now?
lightsabers in the game now.
Okay.
So you have special crates you can find all over the map, and then you can pick out different lightsabers, whether it's Dooku's or Mace Windu's or Luke's.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
There's
I
also
like
Star Wars characters or skins you can purchase, and there's also blasters now as well.
Can you be Baby Yoda?
Oh my god,
Sorry, Scott.
dude! 100. Charge whatever you want. I'll buy it. Put Baby Yoda in the game. I'm in.
Or he just follows you around in his crib.
Oh my god!
That's all.
I would lose
He
it.
serves no purpose whatsoever.
That'd be so great.
Maybe he could help you build stuff with his force powers.
He could be a backpack.
He could just be a backpack. I love it all.
Can you imagine?
I could, and I don't like it.
I need to tweet Epic Games
I don't
right
hate.
now.
I don't hate Baby Yoda like Scott does, but I'm
I-
neutral on Baby Yoda.
I love Baby Yoda.
I know you
with
do.
a passion.
That's so funny.
On a side note,
Yes.
I was scrolling through the webs and I saw a T-shirt with Baby Yoda in a pocket. It was the cutest thing I've
It's
ever
really
seen
cool.
in my life.
Oh, I love me some Baby Yoda. Hey, are you done with Fortnite?
Yes,
You want to talk about? I'll give you some options, okay? You guys ready?
Scott's dead over there. dude.
Scott, we're not talking about Baby Yoda anymore. Do you want to talk about lawsuits about involving Pokemon, the Pokemon company?
Yeah,
Or do you
I
want?
do, actually.
Or do you want to hear me get excited about a PC game? Which one?
Lawsuits,
Lawsuits?
lawsuits.
Scott, come back to the mic.
No.
We're not done with you yet.
He
I
said
don't
no.
wanna.
We're not done with you.
said
Which
no.
one do you
I
want?
want to talk about a PC game.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, I got 2 opposing votes, so you guys need to battle to the death before we decide what we're going to talk
I also
about.
want to do GMTW.
Oh, okay. How much time we got?
Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah.
Lawsuits are kind of a downer. Let's talk about PC games.
Okay. All right.
Have you guys ever
We have
heard me
7 minutes, by the way.
excited about a PC game?
Yes.
Have you?
Spelunky.
It's not a PC game.
Okay.
That's an everything game.
I see.
This is a PC exclusive.
Ooh.
So in 2001, this game came out called Gothic. It's from a German studio, and it's a semi-open. Well, it's open world, but it's a smaller scale. Don't think Skyrim. Think more like a Fable or a big Zelda game or something like that. About that size and scope, and just one of the most detailed, engrossing RPG experiences I have ever had. This is one of the most criminally underrated games ever, as far as I'm concerned. Gothic. Have you guys ever heard of it?
No,
Okay.
I have not.
Okay. Anyway, so the reason it's in the news, the reason this is a story is because THQ Nordic, which now owns the company that created the original game, they released a playable teaser. They're calling it a playable teaser on Steam for a potential full remake of Gothic.
Cool.
Which would be, it would blow my mind. I'd have to buy a PC just to play this game again because I love Gothic that much.
You can come over to my house.
I can?
Yeah.
It's a pretty long game. I'd be
My
there for a
PC.
while.
That's okay.
He would
Thanks,
not
man.
mind that. We would.
I
not
would
spend
buy
time
it
with
on
you,
your
Brittin.
Steam account and play it, and then you could have it. So
Yeah,
you could play it.
cool.
Because it's so good.
Sounds
so
like a
good.
good deal.
So yeah, the way this playable teaser works is instead of just releasing a trailer with the updated visuals and stuff like that, they recreated the first 2 hours of this game in a brand new engine and released it on Steam. It's already out, and anyone that owns the original Gothic on Steam has access to this new playable teaser and can play through it. And it looks really nice. I mean, it's a little janky, like European RPGs tend to be. Mm-hmm. But the original was janky too, and that was part of its charm. That's part of what I loved about it. Some remarkable things about this game. It's one of the first games I ever played personally where everything was voice acted. Every character in the game had a voice, and they also had like routines. So you'd wander through a town and you'd see people walking around doing things, not just standing in one place waiting for your character to walk up and engage them and have a conversation. Every town, every settlement you went into felt alive. It was unique to me because I had never seen anything like it prior to that point. Okay. And the voice acting was generally really good too. It was the production values were pretty great for a game that was made by this small German studio a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really cool. Let me tell you really quick what this game is about. Maybe it'll pique your interest. I just pulled this from the wiki page because I couldn't remember too many details about it, having played it such a long time ago. The game takes place in a medieval fantasy world in which humans are losing the war against the orcs. The hero, a young nameless man, is forced to work in the penal colony because of his crimes. In order to continue the fight against the orcs, the king needs to extract magical ore and use it for weapons and armor. Every burglar, thief, and criminal is sent to the colony to work in the mines by the king's order. To keep the prisoners inside, the king ordered 12 magicians to create a magical barrier over the colony. However, due to complications, the barrier trapped a much larger territory than originally intended, including the 12 magicians and the king's forces. Thus, the militia blocked inside soon lost control over the prisoners, and the king had no choice but to trade with the convicts. So now the convicts who are imprisoned in this colony have bargaining power because they own part of the kingdom as well. And the king is trapped outside this barrier, fighting against the orcs with limited resources. So the kingdom itself is kind of being pushed on from the inside and the outside.
Yeah.
And you're inside the colony, kind of swaying the tide of the different factions that appear within the colony.
Wow. Okay.
One of the staples of this series, because there were other games that came after, is that you have 3 major settlements that you can choose from, and you can ally with any one of them, and you can rise through the ranks of any one of them, and kind of change the story depending on who you choose to work with and work for.
It really sounds like a cyberpunk.
Yeah, you could kind of make that comparison. Maybe other companies have drawn inspiration from games like this. Yeah. It's so good. I love it. I can't recommend it enough, and I'm so excited to see it getting attention in 2019.
Hey, Scott, do we have time for a gaming moment of the week?
No.
Okay.
Took way too long, Brittin. Too long.
That was 5 minutes.
That was way too long.
I hate you.
Okay, if you have a quick one, if you don't have a question,
Gmail us.
Avicii Invector.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about it.
Scott talked about it last week.
Yeah.
I got on the PS4 because it just came out. I love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's beautiful. Really
That's
difficult.
Cool. You've been sending us screenshots of your victories.
Yeah, because I was like crying. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yikes.
So great. Rhythm games can do that to you.
Yeah. I beat Hades in Hades.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good job. Cool, man.
How was it?
I beat the game. It's a lot of fun. I didn't beat the game, but I beat one run. And
so is that game done then?
No.
Hey, Scott, can we get a 5-second review?
Yeah. It's really good. Roguelike. Good. There you go.
Cool. Thank you. Good one.
I mean, I don't really know what to say about it. Like, I really enjoy the top-down feel. It feels kind of like Enter the Gungeon, just without the guns.
Sure.
I really enjoy every single piece of dialogue is always different, and the amount of stuff you can do in that game is truly endless.
Cool, man.
So it's a lot of fun.
I look forward to playing it when it comes to console.
You should absolutely play it when it comes to Switch.
Nice.
What about you?
I will. Hearing that Gothic was being remade potentially.
Cool.
This is my gaming moment of the week.
Grand.
I do have a question real quick.
What's up?
How much storage did the original Xbox have when it launched?
It had
the original Xbox.
It had 50 gigs.
I would say 512 megabytes.
No, it didn't. It had a memory card. It didn't have any memory in it. Stupid.
This was 200001.
Yeah.
It had some internal memory.
No, it didn't.
It had internal.
Did it?
It did.
Okay.
It did.
No, it wouldn't have been megs. How about 8 gigs?
I'll say 8 gigs as well.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, don't forget to check us out on all the social medias: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I started to choke.
Yeah, you did.
Instagram, iTunes, Megaphone.fm and NWCCRadio.com, channel 1 on Fridays at 10 p.m.
Beautiful. This was fun, guys.
It
It was.
fun.
It was good shows, jam packed.
Next week is episode 99.
Yep.
And we're planning on
Yes.
kind of doing a recap of 2019.
It would
for ya.
be 100 if we didn't slack off.
Well, no, 100 is going to be right at the new year. It's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, we timed it perfectly. Couldn't have been better.
It was all planned out from the very
course it
beginning.
was.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course it was.
Anyway, we will see you guys all next week for a very special episode, potentially 2 hours. We'll see.
whoa,
Anyway, from my buddy Zach,
Bye, guys.
my buddy Brittin,
Later.
and my name is Scott, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
The pharmacy is now closed.